What is child labor? Child labor is work that harms children or keeps them from attending school. Around the world and in the U.S., growing gaps between rich and poor in recent decades have forced millions of young children out of school and into work. There are 215 million children who work under conditions that are illegal, hazardous, or extremely exploitative, according to the International Labor Organization. Children underage work all over the world, usually because their families are poor. Child labor in U.S. history. Throughout American history, child labor, such as indentured servitude and slavery, has existed. Children were often preferred as industrialization moved workers from farms to factories since factory owners thought they were easier to manage, cheaper, and less likely to strike. Many factories moved to the south because of the growing opposition to child labor in the north. Causes of child labor. There are laws and standards to stop child labor, but it still happens. There are a lot of things that cause child labor today, just like there were 100 years ago, like poverty, limited access to education, repression, and limited prohibitions. In order to meet their basic needs, poor children and their families may rely on child labor. Issues with health. Due to their physical differences, children may not be able to work in safe and healthy conditions. There are risks for kids at different stages of development, and they can last a long time. There are a lot of things that can make kids' health, safety, and development at risk. Growing bones fast. Organ and tissue development. Hearing loss risk is higher. Developing the ability to assess risks. Food and rest are more important. Chemical absorption is higher. Size reduction, a lower tolerance for heat. Child labor and health. Globally, child labor is linked to poverty, lack of education, and gender inequality. Work done by children isn't all child labor. Engaging kids or teens in work without affecting their schools or health is good. According to the International Labor Organization, ILO, child labor robs children of their childhood, potential, and dignity, and harms their physical and mental well-being. Rights of international workers. Nowadays, most nations have child labor laws that set 14 or 15 as the minimum age for work, and children under 18 can't do hazardous work. Many international human rights and labor standards deal with child labor in addition to national laws. The end of child labor. Workers' rights and the fight against child labor are increasingly connected, unions and grassroots groups say. To fight child labor, move kids out of work and into school, and support core labor standards, trade unions are joining forces with families and community organizations.